Hey everyone, it's Anthony back for another video. I just want to break down the top three sales interview questions you're going to be receiving in the first round of interviews, typically with a recruiter. So this is typically the screening call during the interview process, and it's very simple to pass because they typically will ask all the same questions. So today I'll highlight how you guys should respond to them, some follow-up example responses. So if that sounds interesting, guys, make sure you guys stay through the entire video so that you can see exactly how I respond and how I pass these interviews with flying colors. So let's hop right into it. Okay, guys, so just hopping right into it, I'm just going to share my screen here. So these are the three most common tech sales interview questions that you guys are going to get within the recruiter round. So I'm just going to put myself here, wherever it is here. Hopefully you guys can see my face. Okay, moving on here. So how do I prepare for these calls with the first round with recruiters? It's really three things. It's crafting your story. What makes you unique? What is your educational experience, your background, and why are you uniquely positioned for this role? So you want to think about that when coming into this call. The second part of it is researching the company, the product values, and why they win in the marketplace. They want to make sure that you've done your research and you understand what company and what product you'd be selling. And the third thing is, why you, why now, and why this certain company? So those are the three questions that I keep in mind in terms of when I prep for these first calls with these recruiters. So the first question is really, tell me about yourself. This is a very basic, it's universal across, not even just tech sales, but all job interviews. And how I like to prep for these type of questions is really, structuring it here in terms of your educational background, relevant work experience or transferable skills, your achievements, things that you're proud of inside of your role, in your past roles, and something that you personally connect with that's outside of work that your interviewer likes as well. So you want to be researching your interviewers, seeing what things they care about, and trying to break the ice with them in terms of that. So an example of how I would actually answer this question is, my name is Anthony, and I'm a graduate from the University of Alberta, and I practice civil engineering before transitioning into tech sales. And what I really learned from being an engineer is how to stay organized, manage multiple projects from start to finish on time and on budget, which is very similar to completing deals, and also the ability to learn technical concepts and products. Afterwards, I started as a BDR where I learned how to master the art of prospecting before going to my current role as an account executive where I source and close deals from start to finish as well. So in each company I've been with, I've been a top performer and managed to hit quota consistently over the past 4 years of being in sales. And on my free time, I like to read books, go running, and go to the gym. So this is a good example response of how I respond if asked this question in an interview. Next question is really, what do you know about X company? So this is really testing if you've done your research on the company other than some of the bare bones that you're expected to know. So, for example, I would structure it as something like, look into the product. What's their bread and butter? What are some things that they've acquired? Like if you're doing Salesforce, MuleSoft is something they acquired, Slack, things like that. Look at relevant news and events that came out if they're a public company, and also things like their values because you want to make sure that you're in line with their values. So a good example of this here is, I know Shopify is a largest e-commerce platform in the world that helps to, empower SMB businesses to sell to both, going back there, to sell to both in online and also in retail streams of channels. I know that Shopify has a big initiative to grow their SMB line of business and has invested billions of dollars into research and development in this space. Furthermore, I know that Shopify values long-term learners and thriving on change, which are all values that I personally align with. I'm always looking for new things to help me grow and become a better seller, like reading sales books. And I was always looking to improve myself, and personally, Shopify is a company that really aligns with my own personal values. So that's how I would respond to a question similar like this. I know I keep moving around, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys see all of the text here. Next question is, why do you want to work here? And you really have to have a strong why on terms of why you want to work here. So some things that I would prepare for is things like product market fit to mention, company values and culture, and the ability to grow and make a lot of money because they want to make sure that you're hungry when you're starting off as SDR, BDR role. So what I would say here is, I want to work for Shopify because the product market fit is just there. Shopify is a growing company and it's growing to be the top company in the e-commerce space, and it just really makes sense. Furthermore, the company values really align with my own personal values, like being a lifelong learner and speaking to friends who work in the sales department, which is a really good thing to do, is to talk to people in the companies. And they mentioned that this it's very sales culture oriented and very collaborative at the same time. And I did research on the company, and I hear that if you perform well and really crush your numbers, you can make a lot of money, and the promotion to an AE role is really there. So that's what I would do in terms of preparation for these questions. So that's everything I want to share with you guys. Those are the top three most common top sales interview questions that you're going to receive in the recruitment round, especially with the recruiter in the screening call. They're all going to be pretty basic questions that are going to apply universally across typically all sales companies that you're going to work for in tech sales. So it's very simple to process and also to prepare for. If you followed this guide and you found this useful, let me know if this helped you guys pass the first round of interviews that you guys had with the recruiter. Oftentimes, it's really just finding, is there any red flags about this candidate before moving them on to the hiring manager? So they're just kind of doing a quick screening to see it's worth your time to talk to the next level of the hiring manager stage. But these are typically questions that I'll come in with and how I prepare with in terms of the questions I typically get asked after doing, hundreds of interviews myself. So yeah, if you guys love this video, feel free to share it, use it, and let me know what the results are from using this guide that I produce. And I also work one-on-one with a lot of clients right now that are looking to break into tech sales, into entry-level SDR, BDRs, or even AE roles. So if that's something that's interesting to you guys as well, there is a link to book in with myself to work with me one-on-one as well. And be sure to like, subscribe this video as well, as it helps me to make more content like this. And other than that, guys, I'll see you guys on the next video.